So lads, I am just back from playing ball and I am literally going to be quickly recording this video, and then the rest of the stuff is some pre-planned stuff for today. And obviously, Caitlin Clark has not participated in the three-point shootout. The three-point contest participants are AZ Fudd, Marina Mabry, Ryan Howard, Natisha Heidemann, Janelle Salon, and Bridget Carlton. And one player that was not announced is was Sophie Cunningham, and she did not get the invite. And by the way, Sophie Cunningham got the invite when she played for the Phoenix Mercury. She genuinely got the invite when she played for a different team. Caitlin Clark said, yeah, I'm going to go do the three-point contest a year ago. And look, I'm being very, very clear. I don't think Caitlin Clark gives a flying fuck about helping other players in this league anymore. She has tried to get them spot bonus. She's tried all this stuff and they still hate her guts. I think she's done trying. That's not saying Caitlin's this awful person. I just think she would rather just take the day off. I think she would rather just take the day off instead of worrying about doing something on the All-Star Friday night. That's just my opinion. And you can see here, Sabrina Ionescu, Kayla McBride, and Caitlin Clark all turned it down. Y'all not about to use them for views. I know a silent protest when I see one. I'm going to be real. I think if Caitlin competes, Sabrina competes. Just like 2024. Apparently the rumor was Sabrina was only going to compete if Caitlin was there. And that's why Sabrina did it last year. Was because Caitlin was basically decided she was going to do it, so Sabrina did it, and then Caitlin got injured. There are no Fever players competing in anything by the looks of things. The skills challenge is gone, and my expectation is that we are not going to see Caitlin Clark really competing in anything at All-Star Weekend. I don't think we see Caitlin Clark there on All-Star Friday night. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Fever players there. I have a very weird feeling that the Alyssa Thomas situation has kind of split the Fever from the league. Like, it is, you are in the Fever Players Club, or you are like, obviously, again, the WNBA is a club, and to be a part of that, you can't be a member of the Fever. That is my expectation. And I think there's going to be too much bullshit in it. I think there's going to be too much bullshit. Like 2 years ago, Caitlin Clark said in 2025, coming into the 2025 NBA All-Star Weekend, it was Caitlin Clark who said, my first three-point contest is going to be a WNBA one. I'm not competing in the NBA three-point contest. And look, I'm going to be real. I don't see Caitlin Clark doing this anytime soon. Like, I don't see Caitlin Clark. We've seen it where it's like in WNBA commercials. They had Paige, they had Sabrina, they had Aja. I think and you've seen it in everything WNBPA related. Like, for everyone saying, oh, they can use, like, all of these companies have separate deals with Caitlin Clark and the WNBPA. No, they don't. No, they don't. Like, if you are a partner of the WNBPA, you are allowed to use the likeness of any member of the WNBPA. I think it's probably one of those things where Caitlin's probably going and saying to these brands, being like, look, I'll give you something, just not this. But at the end of the day, I don't see Caitlin Clark wanting to do it. You need to find someone else to write about. Clark and Sabrina are scared of getting exposed. Sabrina's won 3. Sabrina has the top 2 records, went up against Steph, and would have won the NBA three-point contest that year. Steph just beat her. Lose-lose situation. If she wins, it's rigged. If she loses, she's overrated. Probably wants to take a step back in every shot, every way. Anyway, I think it's a case where it's like, I think she was tired in her rookie year. I think she just wanted one day to just enjoy All-Star Weekend, and especially when we, like last year, with Caitlin Clark anyway, where she basically was like 2 years ago, she was basically just dead. Last year, she was going to do it, and then she got injured. And this year, let's be real, there has been a different energy towards Caitlin Clark, and there's been a different energy from Caitlin Clark. In that game 2 years ago, it was a couple of games after the Taurasi game, and everyone talks about the Diana Taurasi situation, where it was like Diana Taurasi kind of gave her the go ahead. It was like when Taurasi basically let everybody know, okay, yeah, she's all right. She's all right. It's okay to not despise her. So again, like if you saw it with Taurasi, it was one of those things now where she went and basically let everybody know it's okay to fuck with Caitlin in a positive way. I don't mean that in a negative way. Whereas now it's like the league has shown, and I do personally think that the way the Alyssa Thomas situation was taken, and the Sophie Cunningham point situation and everything, the Indiana Fever players probably think the players are against them. And I don't think the players in general are. Like, I don't think there's any issues between the Storm and the Lynx. I think there's an issue between certain teams, certain players, and some of the old guard in the league. And I think the Indiana Fever players, as much as anything, are probably like, you know what, nah. I think Caitlin might have competed if they didn't snub Sophie. Like, Sophie Cunningham has been part of the All-Star weekend. Like, she was supposed to have been in this contest. And for everyone being like, oh, look at Caitlin Clark's 3-point percentage. Man, Breanna maybe shot 27% from three last year. Like, I don't think people understand your 3-point shot when it is exclusively 30 feet off the dribble threes. Being in the mid-30s is actually insane, especially in the WNBA where people don't really make 50% of anything. Like, I'm going to be real. If it is the best shooter, Sophie Cunningham has to be there. Yes, has to be. Well, I think this is, I'm not going to say it's a quiet protest. Like, some people are like basically almost implying that the players are doing it at a protest and stuff. Like, and I don't think it's necessarily like a showing that they're like a protest thing, showing like, oh, look, we're going to make it almost a scene that we're not doing it. I think more so than anything, it is some players being like, yous have treated us like shit. The players, the player body, the PA have treated us like shit for years. Like, we're not going to go out of the way. I think Kayla McBride is just taking All-Star weekend off. Like, she's getting on in her career. I think she's just like, I'm not an All-Star. I'm not fucking dealing with all the shit at All-Star weekend because of the 3-point contest. I'm taking a holiday. That's almost certainly the case with Kayla McBride, is that she's like, well, if I'm not on the All-Star team, like, what's the point of me being here? What's the point of me being here at all for All-Star weekend? So, yeah, like, that's one of those things now where I think that's why she declined. I think Sabrina declined because Caitlin declined. I think Caitlin declined because flat out. I think Simon, like, it's two things. Caitlin Clark's been injured. Caitlin Clark's been dealing with a lot of shit. And I also think when it comes down to it, you heard in 2024, 2025, like, Caitlin Clark felt this kind of like thing where she was like, you know what, I want to support our league. I want to bring forward the league. I want to do this. I want to do that. You know, I want players to get spot bonuses. I want, I don't know what happened there. I want players to get spot bonuses. I want this. I want that. At the end of the day, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, I think that's gone. We haven't heard that in years. Not saying Caitlin Clark doesn't care greatly for the Indiana Fever players, for her teammates, because I have no question about it that she does. I genuinely do believe that Caitlin Clark cares a lot for her teammates. And those players, and she'll do what she can to, you know, help her teammates in every way possible. I don't think Caitlin Clark gives a shit about players on other teams anymore, because, like, at the end of the day, with Caitlin Clark, she is who she is. Like, it's no, it doesn't matter what Caitlin Clark says, doesn't matter what Caitlin Clark does, the public are going to treat her one way. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, we know she's not doing it, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, see you guys.